In a time when the population is shrinking or just staying the same, children are particularly important in order to keep a municipality alive in future as well. We need them to avoid overaging and to have a future and preserve life here as we're used to it today in 20, 30 or 40 years as well.
Dass wir hier anfassen und einfach abknicken. Wundermann. Hier, schaut mal hier. Die hat noch nicht so gemacht. Die sagt lecker und ihr sagt
The Enzkreis municipality of Neulingen, with its three parts of Bauschlott, Göbrichen and Nussbaum, is particularly characterized by permitting safe village life on the fringes of a large city. That makes the municipality with its 6,500 residents particularly attractive to young families. The Streb family built a house in the Göbrichen quarter 3 years ago, where they are now living as a family of 4 with their daughter Sophia and son Samuel.
I work in Pforzheim. We have our company in the north of Pforzheim, and we didn't want to live in Pforzheim directly because it's rather difficult where infrastructure is concerned. So we were looking for something north of Pforzheim and found the Neulingen municipality.
I grew up in the countryside, and I love the rural character and being close to nature. It's not far to the forests and the open fields. I love that. I also value the village community that we have here. The family-friendly municipality has a special eye on its youngest residents. All 3 partial towns have elementary schools and offer daycare places, including toddler and school-age daycare, with hours from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. to meet the needs of young families. The Sonnenblume daycare in Nussbaum takes in children starting at 1 year of age. The municipality is particularly proud of its Waldwichtelhaus, the forest gnome house, which is available to all child daycare facilities and elementary schools for forest pedagogic projects. Each local facility for children comes to visit the Waldwichtelhaus several times per year. It is a very special experience for the children. It's quite different from being in the daycare building. They can just be free in nature, listen to animals and watch animals. This year our annual subject is forest, because the children love it so much. Neulingen has plenty to offer where free time offers are concerned as well. The municipality has about 40 active associations. Additionally, nature offers plenty of opportunities for recovery and relaxation around the Enzkreis municipality. The Böllstrich Lakes are a popular destination. Not only will you find fresh fish from the local farm there every day, but visitors can prove their own fishing skills there as well. Petri Heil. Neulingen is cosmopolitan, which it proves with 3 town partnerships in Europe, with Italy, Hungary and France. The last of these treaties was sealed with official signatures in a festive ceremony in May 2015.
A great many people have developed very friendly relationships here. People love to travel, and Germans do especially. But we in Neulingen turn it into friendship and intensify contact. We have a very active youth exchange that has been maintained through all partnerships across the years. And I think that also provides the next generation with an essential insight into Europe. An invaluable one, in fact.
Unschätzbar eigentlich, sage ich immer, was da entstanden ist.
Geographically speaking, Neulingen is located on the Bauschlotter Platte in the northwestern Enzkreis district. The Nussbaum, Göbrichen and Bauschlock quarters were combined in the administrative reform of 1974.
Sie sind natürlich geprägt durch die Landwirtschaft.
Of course, they were characterized by agriculture, but also by industrialization quite early on. A great many people were farmers on the side, while also working in the jewelry trade or watchmaking in Pforzheim. This started early in our area. In fact, proximity to the city has been noticeable ever since the 19th century.
Deutlich bemerkt.
Each town of Neulingen retains its very special charm. Bauschlott, with more than 3,000 residents, the largest part, stands out with its historical village greens and the lovingly maintained half-timbered houses surrounding it. A monument reminds of Bertha Benz, who probably had the first car repair in the world performed precisely in this location on her legendary drive from Mannheim to Pforzheim. The Bauschlott Castle doubtlessly is another eye-catcher. Its origins date back to the 16th century. From 1726 onwards, it was owned by the Margrave of Baden-Durlach. In the early 19th century, Grand Duke Friedrich von Baden had the old dilapidated castle torn down and charged his court builder Friedrich Weinbrenner with building a country castle in its place. It is now privately owned. You can find Friedrich Weinbrenner once more in Neulingen as well. He rebuilt the Katharinenthal estate in the sub-district of the Göbrichen quarter after it had been destroyed in a fire. The Künstlergilde Buslatt has its home there today, offering a platform to artists from the region and beyond, with changing exhibitions. Göbrichen is one of the original Alemann villages on the Bauschlotter Platte. The half-timbered style is fully preserved in the town core of the former strict farming village. The Büchekhalle in Göbrichen should be mentioned as well. It is used for athletic and cultural events. Nussbaum is the oldest as well as the smallest part of the town. This is where the St. Stephan Parish Church, one of the 100 most beautiful village churches in Germany, is located. The church's choir, in which valuable murals from the 15th and 16th century have been discovered, is particularly remarkable. If you want to learn more about the history of the municipality of Neulingen, visit the Regional History Museum in Nussbaum in an elaborately restored sheep and ram stable from 1824. Part of the building was lived in by an elderly lady until just a few years ago. The rooms are now historically furnished and provide an impression of the village life of old. That was a time that Frieda Hölzle experienced in her younger days. The 102-year-old lady has been living in Bauschlott for more than 80 years. She grew up in adjacent Dörn and moved to the village greens after her marriage. She's spending her retirement in Haus Bethesda in Bauschlott, a seniors' residence of the Sozialwerk Bethesda, which also operates the adjacent assisted living facility Eden. Frieda Hölzle's husband died a few years ago. Her son still is the caretaker on the municipality's city hall. When we celebrated my 100th birthday, the mayor told me that he hoped and wished he hadn't been mayor for long at the time, that my son would be like me. Then he wouldn't have a concern in the world. The hall was filled. You can imagine the applause that got.
Das können Sie sich denken, was sie da mit den Händen macht.
Ja, toll. Ganz toll.
Die Würstchen hier für unsere Gäste.
Also ich würde mir wünschen, dass wir eben...
I do hope we'll be able to preserve our history and our character, and not forget our roots. And also that we'll move into the future on that basis, and master the challenges posed by our society and its developments today. Demographic change in particular. That way, many years from now, we'll still be able to offer a home to young and old alike.
Ja.